Well, hello, and thank you for joining me today. Today is going to be my fourth shot of my brand new US Zepbound pen, 12.5 milligrams. And we're going to see if I can get through this without some kind of natural disaster happening. So I have dropped my camera. I have had a cat interfere, and I have dropped the shot while inserting it because I forgot to click the medicine. I forgot to dial the plunger before I took my shot. So, Amy versus Kwikpen. Who is going to win this time? This time I'm not going to time it because I'm just going to take my time and do it. And I'm going to kind of recite out the steps as I do it, just as a reminder. But one of the big reasons that we're here is to figure out, too, is there a golden dose at the end of this Kwikpen? So a lot of people in the comments have been asking me or telling me, oh, well, you can get more medicine out of it if you do this or you do that or you stick a needle in it. But again, this is the brand new US version of the 12.5 milligram Zepbound Kwikpen. It's a 4-dosage pen, and it was changed and modified, and it had to be re-cleared by our FDA, our Food and Drug Administration. So there have been changes, and the instruction template or pamphlet that came with it, there's a big old instruction pamphlet that comes in this box. So if you need help taking the medication, there is a big pamphlet that comes in this box. And it does say in those instructions that it will not allow you to dial this purple dial, this dial here, the dosage dial to number 1 more than 4 times. Or it won't allow you to do a full dosage of it more than 4 times. It also says that there is mechanisms in place to prevent you from pushing the plunger. But I did have some questions that people asked. So let's just go over those right at the beginning before I get into my shot. So someone asked, do you dial it to number 2, 3, or 4? No. Every time you do it, the first thing you're going to do is you're going to do 2 clicks to prime it. So after you've got the needle on, the needle tip on, you're going to do 2 clicks to prime it. You're going to prime the pen, and then you're going to turn it to 1. And 1, if you were doing it according to the instructions, the way that the manufacturer wants you to use the medication, you're only going to turn it to 1. Then when you press this down, the dial goes back down to 0. And then each time you do a dose, you're going to dial it up to 1. Then there's been lots of questions about in the refrigerator, out of the refrigerator, how do you store it? Unused pens, you should keep them refrigerated to give them the longest life. And the expiration dates that I have are 1.5 years out, which is fabulous. But once you take it out of the refrigerator, it does say on the box and all the other information that it is 30 days from the date. So I don't know if you can see this. It says, throw away the pen you are using after 30 days, even if it still has medication left. It also does say that you may leave the used pen at room temperature. And I would interpret may as you can either put it back in the fridge or you can store it at room temperature under 86 degrees Fahrenheit, 30 degrees Celsius. So whatever your choice is, a lot of people were pretty adamant that you should always have it in the refrigerator, but the usage instructions say it's safe for up to 30 days after first usage to be unrefrigerated before you need to discard it. Also, in my last video, I did put a note there about once you prime the pen, you will get medication around the top of the needle tip. So when you insert it into yourself, be prepared that after your shot, you will have a little medication on your skin. So don't think that you didn't get your dosage under your skin just because there's medication on your skin. I kind of freaked out the first time I did mine, and then I went back and watched my video, and all the medication went in just fine. It was just the medicine that kind of spills out everywhere when you prime it. And honestly, the priming is just to remove the air out of the needle that you're putting on it, because you're going to put a fresh needle on it each time. And it's also to ensure that you get the exact dosage of the medication that you are supposed to be injecting. Also, let's see. So I'm going to be traveling with medication because I'm getting ready to go on a cruise to Rome in a couple of weeks. And while I'm going to be able to leave my medication unrefrigerated, I would actually prefer to have something to keep it a little cooler while I'm traveling, because I'm going to a hot destination that could be well over 80 degrees or 86 degrees. And I just don't want mine to get overheated before I can get on the cruise ship and get it in the refrigerator. So I bought myself a little pack. It's just a little tiny one. You can see it's not very wide, maybe 1.25 inches wide. And compared to the Kwikpen, it is quite a bit taller than the Kwikpen. I mean, to me, I think this was a little overkill for me, but I like that it's got a little carabiner and it's got a strap. Put it on a wrist and you can clamp the clip down. So, oh, there we go. Yeah, see the little tab there? You can clamp that down, and then that's not supposed to move, but oh, no, it still moves. But honestly, this was only $10 off of Amazon. I have it on my website, amylosesit.com, if you want to find it. There is an Amazon link. I am an Amazon affiliate, so I'd get maybe 1 or 2% of the sale if you did buy it using my link, but it should not cost you any more. According to Amazon, there should be no price increase to you. But it's got these little ice packs inside that tell you just to freeze them and then put them in. The one thing that I don't like is that if I'm going to slip medication in here, that it's going to be right against an ice pack. And I don't want my medication to freeze. So I'm actually going to wrap, I'm taking a vial, and I'll address that in just a second. But I'm going to take a vial. So I think I'm going to wrap that in some kind of fabric or something to just keep it up off of the ice, because the last thing I want to do is ruin it by freezing it. But you can put your pen in here. Hold on. You can get your pen in here. But again, the medication is here up in the tip. So I think this would be enough to keep that from freezing. You can put your little needles on the other side and your alcohol pads. So yeah, so you could get all that in there and then just close it up. And yeah, it does become a little bit bulky when you get the pen in there. And it does say on the ice packs how long this is expected to keep it cool and at what temperature that it will keep it cool. Now again, you don't necessarily want to cool down your medication after it's been unrefrigerated. But like I said, I'm actually taking a vial on my cruise because I don't want to open another Kwikpen and only have 1 dose down and 3 doses left in the pen and be traveling with that. I'm afraid of maybe I'll damage the rest of the medication. Maybe I'll lose the pen. What if my purse gets stolen? So I'm just not going to risk it. And next week, I'm actually going to take a vial, and I will actually go ahead and record my taking a shot using the vial. Since I've been doing the Kwikpen, I have an unopened box, so I have 4 vials in my fridge. So I might as well use a vial next week and then use a vial on my cruise and then open a new Kwikpen when I return home. And the vials are pretty easy, but I actually do like the Kwikpen better. I think it's a little bit easier to use. And I like that I can store it in my cabinet if I want to. It doesn't have to be in my fridge. The other thing I kind of got for myself while traveling is I got another little like med kit with a little EpiPen logo. Oop, I know this is shiny. There you go. So it says EpiPen on it. So I have some food allergies that could require this. So I have both my EpiPens inside, and it has like the reflective material. And granted, like this just needs to be protected from heat, but it's fine at room temperature all of the time. And this will fit in my purse, and it has a little strap. But what I like about this is, for some reason, if I had a food reaction and like started to pass out and someone grabbed my purse to look for my ID or anything, they would immediately see this and see the word EpiPen on it. So then they would probably know that they need to give me an EpiPen, which is a very highly unlikely situation. I'm usually very good about avoiding my food allergens. I have a shellfish allergy and a corn allergy, but it can be hidden in many, many things, and you just never know. Okay, so enough chattering. So let's see if this Zepbound pen, I'm going to do my 4th dose. So let's see if it has a golden dose at the end of it. And like I said, I'm not going to time this. I'm just going to kind of let me recite the directions and then do it and then see if I get all of the steps right at the end. So I've already washed my hands before I sat down to record, which is the first thing that you do. And let me grab my needle tip back. Oh, another big tip before I start is I know that there have been some people who have been ordering their pens and not realizing they don't come with these needle tips. These you need to put on the top of the pen to get the medication in you. So that is a 31 Easy Touch. It is a 1/4 inch by 6 millimeters, or let's see, yeah, 0.25 millimeters times 6 millimeters, 31G, 1/4. So these, some pharmacies, you can get these without a prescription. I'm in Virginia and I cannot get these delivered by Amazon or an online pharmacy. So I'm going to try and figure out how to get them, because right now I buy my medication through Lilly Direct and they charge me $5 for 5 needle tips, which is absurd because a box of 100 is about $14. So I have washed my hands. So let's get started. So the first thing you're going to do is you're going to take the cap off. Let me try and get this all in camera, because someone said before that they didn't get to see all the steps. So just take the lid off and you can see that there's medication from here to here. So I'm on my 4th shot. When I first got this pen, you couldn't see this plunger. This whole thing was filled with medication, and there are lines on this. So you can see, it's really hard to see, but you can see there was medication there, there, and then I'll get the rest of this. So there are indicator lines that tell you where your shot level should go to. So I have washed my hands, taken the cap off, clean. You need to clean the red dot. So this is where your needle is going to puncture that you put on. So your needle is basically double-sided. It's going to extend into the pen. Because this little red tip is down inside, I just ball up the alcohol pad and just try and kind of shove it down in there and wipe the red dot. So I'm just wiping that red dot. And sorry, I'm trying to stay far enough away so that you can see this. So I'm going to take off the little yellow tab, and then with the cover on, leave the cover on, just twist this on. Okay, so this is on. So you're ready to get ready to prime it. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to stop and I'm going to clean my stomach where I'm going to inject. Sorry, I'm having terrible allergies today, and my face is itching, my nose is itching. So when I read the pamphlet last time, it said you can do within like 3 inches of your belly button all the way around in a big circle, like a donut. Great, now I want donuts. So I've just used the alcohol wipe, cleaning my stomach, and I'm just going to do my upper stomach. So the next thing, take off the needle tip, take off the inner cover, and then this is where we're going to prime. So we're going to, hold on, let me get the camera to focus. So it's at 0 now, and you're going to turn it 1 click, 2 clicks, right? And then when you do that, you're going to have a little bit of medication. Let me see if I can get this focused in. You're going to have a little bit of medication come out. See, I'm pushing the purple. I pushed the purple plunger down here, and it went back to 0, and the medication came out there. So this is why I'm saying, like, you're going to get that medication on your skin. Don't panic. Okay, so this was the step I missed last time. Now it's time to put the dose, dial your dose. So like dialing for dollars, but we're dialing, really is dialing dollars in this pen. So you're just going to click, 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 click. People say there's 60 clicks, but you know, I don't do any of the funky like microdosing, half dosing. I just do straight up 1 dose. Yep, and that is straight at number 1. So this is the 4th time that I have turned this to number 1. So now you are ready to inject. I've already cleaned my skin. Try not to run over a cat because I do that regularly. And I'm going to stand up, and I cleaned right above my belly button. So I'm going to turn so you can see. Let's see if I can get this right this time. So I'm going to turn so you can see. I'm going to stick it in. Think that, yep. And then as I'm pushing the plunger, watch the dial go down. Just do it slowly. And then once you get to 0, count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So now that I have done that, let me take off the needle and make sure I'm in focus here. So you just put your little cap back on, and then you just twist the needle off. So you twist this off, and this is what's going to go in your sharps container. Oh, but don't put your finger in it like I did, because there's actually inside, there is a needle. I don't know if you can see that, but yeah, there we go, right there. See that? There's a needle that punctures the red seal. So don't be Amy and don't stick your finger in it. Okay, so let's see. Is there medication left in this pen? Yes, so there is like a 1/4 of a dose left in this pen. See right there? There's a little bit of medication. Now, for me, I don't know that this would be worthwhile to get the medication out of here to use this, especially since you can only have 30 days on this pen, and this is my 4th usage. So I am at, it's been out of the refrigerator for 1, 2, this is the 3rd week. So it's been out for 21 days. And also they don't want you using the medication past 30 days because of bacteria, right? Because this is puncturing it and contaminating the medication in here. What anybody else wants to do with what's left in here is your choice. Again, remember the red dot is a kind of a seal that can be punctured by a needle tip, but I'm not advising anybody to do anything with it because I am not a medical professional. Someone did ask me if you have to put force. So when you're putting the, like doing your dosage, do you have to put force? No. So you insert the needle into your skin, and then you push the plunger down, but hold the pen so you're not putting force into your body as you're pushing this down. And honestly, this goes down really easy. But let's play with this since I don't plan on doing anything with the rest of that medication. Oh, okay, it does lock. Look at that. That is the extent. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So 12 clicks is all I get. And hold on. I wonder if it won't push because I don't have a needle on it. Hold on, let me put the needle back on and see if the plunger will go down. Let's see, can I get this to where you can see it? I'm not going to take the cap off because I don't want to get medication everywhere. But no, it will not. Look at that. No, it's locked. So that's it. Like when you get to the 4th dose, that's it. The only way to get the medication out is to put your own needle in it. And I am not a medical professional. I'm not giving medical advice to do that. So, but I thought that was interesting because everybody's like golden dose, golden dose, golden dose. You got to get the golden dose out of it. Well, it won't allow you to do the pen. Like it's completely locked. That's it. This is not turning anymore. It's not pressing down. It is done. So the only way to get that medication out is to take it out yourself. So that concludes the 4th shot of Amy versus the new Zepbound pen. And okay, so that wasn't too bad. I didn't have too much of a disaster, just caused myself to bleed a little bit. It did not hurt at all. So I'm not feeling like any pain from that. I think maybe I just hit a little blood vessel, and that's possible. Like every once in a while, you just nick a blood vessel and you get a little blood, but I'm not worried about it in any way, shape, or form. So I want to thank you so much for stopping by. This has been Amy Loses It. And again, I'm on a journey to lose 180 pounds. I've officially, as of my last weigh-in, lost 61 pounds. Today actually is weigh-in day, and I'm not including that because I do announce that live on my normal live stream at 6 p.m. Eastern Time on Thursdays. So coming up on May 8th at 6 p.m. Eastern, I will be announcing today's weigh-in, and I'm excited. So I have a bit of a goal that I'm trying to hit before I go on my cruise, and I'm getting so close that I just can't wait. I'm so excited. Also, too, if you're interested in seeing some behind the scenes videos, I do have a membership, starts as low as 99 cents per month. If you want to be able to check out the kind of non-viable videos that I put out that I can't really put out on my YouTube channel, but I put them out for members, and I just put out a video about some new dresses that I bought for my upcoming cruise. And they are really lovely, and I couldn't wait to show them off. Oh, and also I did a surprise weigh-in. So if you want to see today's weigh-in and you can't wait till Thursday, May 8th at 6 p.m., then you can join the membership and see that early. So again, I want to thank you so much for stopping by. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Turn all your notifications on by hitting that bell icon and clicking the all button. If you want to continue to see my videos, be notified that I'm putting out videos and be notified when I'm going live. And if you want to continue to see my videos in your recommended feed, just make sure that you hit that subscribe button. I would greatly appreciate it. And if you have any questions at all about this new Zepbound pen, just leave them in the comments below. If you have any tips or tricks that you want to share, leave that in the comment below as well. And I would love to hear about your weight loss journey. And I do answer all of my comments, so if you want to hear from me, just drop me a note. Have a fabulous day, and I hope to see you again very soon.
4 cats, 1 scale, and a suitcase to pack. Zepbound in hand, there's no looking back. Cruising through this journey, non-scale victories divine. But can Amy lose the weight without losing her mind?